Imagine being chosen to share a story so powerful it could change lives. That's exactly what happened in Mark chapter 5, verse 19. Jesus heals a man and sends him to share his story. But why this man, and what made his story so impactful? Our lives are full of moments that shape us. Each person has a unique story, one that holds the power to inspire, comfort, and guide others. This man's journey with Jesus is a call to share those pivotal moments, where faith transforms fear into purpose. So what if your story could be the lifeline someone else needs? Stay tuned as we dive deeper. Did you know your story holds a power beyond words? It's the unique personal nature that makes it resonate deeply. We're wired to connect with real, raw experiences, and that's what God knew when He called ordinary people to share. Take the man in Mark chapter 5, verse 19. He was once broken, alone, but transformed by grace. When Jesus told him, "Go home to your own people and tell them what the Lord has done for you," it wasn't just about spreading news. It was about connecting hearts. Think your story isn't good enough? Jesus thought differently, and here's why. Opening up about struggles can feel intimidating, but it's also the key to building genuine connections. Vulnerability invites others into your journey, showing them they're not alone. It's a powerful force in building bridges between people. Think of times you've heard someone share their challenges. How did it impact you? Vulnerability isn't weakness, it's strength in disguise. The Bible is full of people like David, Peter, and Paul who shared their flaws openly and changed countless lives. Your past may hold the wisdom someone else needs. Are you ready to let it shine? Many hesitate to share their stories out of fear of judgment or feeling unworthy. But Jesus didn't choose perfect people. He chose real people with real flaws. Self-doubt often whispers that you're not enough, but that couldn't be further from the truth. Remember, God doesn't call the qualified, He qualifies the called. When you trust that He has a purpose for your story, it becomes easier to find your voice. Feeling unworthy? So did Moses and many others. Let their example inspire you to step up. From pain to purpose, letting your struggles shine. Painful experiences are tough to revisit, but they're often the parts of your story that hold the most meaning. God can use those times to help others. The struggles you'd rather forget might just be the tools God uses to guide others. Our culture often values perfection, but it's our brokenness that connects us. Jesus never shied away from those who felt unworthy. He embraced them. So what if those moments you've buried are exactly what someone else needs to hear? Our spiritual growth through sharing. There's a hidden blessing in sharing our journeys. It doesn't just help others, it deepens our faith too. Every time you recount your testimony, it's a reminder of God's work in your life. Think of it as a double blessing for you and those who hear it. Sharing encourages growth, courage, and a renewed sense of purpose. Jesus knew that by sharing, we reflect His love in action. Your story is a journey, one that God is still writing. As you share, you invite others into the blessing. The ripple effect of faith-based testimonies. Ever heard of the ripple effect? It's when one small act creates waves that go far beyond what we can see. Your testimony has the potential to reach people you may never meet, creating ripples that inspire faith in unexpected places. Imagine if the man in Mark 5 had kept his story to himself. Would lives have changed? We'll never know. But we do know that by sharing, he left a legacy of faith. Could your story spark something similar? Faith in action, letting God lead the story. Have you ever noticed how God brings people into your life at just the right moment? Faith leads us to cross paths with those who need our stories. It's not random, it's divine timing, a nudge from God to reach out when others need it most. Sometimes just being open can spark conversations that shift someone's perspective. Trust that God knows when, where, and with whom your story should be shared. Wondering how to get started? Ask God to guide you and then watch for His lead. Applying your testimony in everyday life. Sharing your faith doesn't have to feel overwhelming or forced. Sometimes a simple mention of a personal experience or a gentle word is all it takes. Authenticity goes a long way, especially when talking about something as close to your heart as faith. How can you share without pushing others away? Lead with kindness, be genuine, and let your actions speak. When people see your peace, they'll ask about its source. That's when your story becomes a bridge, inviting others to explore their faith. As we close, let's turn the focus inward. Every life holds a story, a series of moments that add up to a unique testimony. Have you taken time to reflect on yours? Think about how God has worked in your life and what parts of your journey could help others. Sometimes just thinking about our experiences brings clarity. Where has God shown up unexpectedly? Who might benefit from hearing that? By sharing, you not only honor your journey, you offer hope to others seeking their own path. Ready to take a leap of faith? Sharing your story might feel vulnerable, but it can impact others in ways you may never fully know. Remember, God chose you for a reason, and your journey could be the answer someone else has been praying for. As you go forward, let your story be a light. It doesn't have to be grand, it just has to be real. Take heart, be courageous, and know that your testimony can be a blessing beyond measure.